AK-47s, hand grenades, small arms have been discovered at a migrant accommodation centre here in the UK. We have had an uptake of security at all synagogues in and around the London area. Tensions are rising, especially in West London. So much is going on with the migrant situation here in the UK. We need to talk about it. I was sent some emails recently off the back of some of the videos that I've done recently, and looked into some of the things, what people are telling me and what's going on. Had to check it out with my own eyes. There was a video which was shared to me, which I will link underneath this video. I suggest you watch it and make up your own opinion. Nevertheless, it was quite unnerving, and it did send me on a rabbit hole looking at the current situation regards immigration in the United Kingdom. Now, many of my followers remember early on this year, we're talking January at least, maybe before that into last year, talking about this sort of stuff. Now, it seems to have gone quiet for quite some time because there has been loads of other stuff in the mainstream media which are literally taking us away from one of the most pressing migrant crises that this country has ever seen. It's no flannel. It's truly horrific when you start looking into what people are seeing and hearing. Okay, don't forget, the stuff that we're being told in the mainstream is complete BS. It is absolutely BS. Now, like I said, the link to that video will be underneath this. So basically summarizing, this guy, he literally was contacted by government officials, which we talked about already, mainly run by Serco, trying to get migrants, which they are calling asylum seekers or refugees, into accommodation here in the UK. We've already spoken about this on loads of videos, and they have been offering from 200,000 up to £1 million to hold as many migrants as they possibly could in these hotels, bed and breakfasts, and now even in residential areas regards landlords and tenants. Okay, so it is literally just going everywhere. But we're going to touch on the MOD sites here in the UK as well. Now stay tuned to the end of the video, because I'm going to give lots of questions and I want you guys to try and answer them. So stay tuned to the end of the video, very important. So yes, what happened then? Well, this video basically says that this guy, he had a delivery of lots and lots of big boxes at night time. And yes, this does correlate with some of the intel which I had 8-9 months ago now about lots of migrants moving into hotels at night time in white vans. Do you remember me talking about that? If not, go check through my videos from January onwards. There's loads of reports of that, and there's video footage and all sorts of stuff of this actually happening. So this would sort of go in line with that. So all of these big boxes were delivered to this hotel or bed and breakfast, whatever it was, I can't quite remember. And they was told like not to open in boxes, and this guy was given a box only to be opened at a certain time when he's notified or whatever it is. Basically all of these boxes had keys, had numbers. They were assigned to all of the named people staying at this hotel, bed and breakfast, to be opened when instructed. Now this guy spoke to a friend. He had concerns about, you know, something doesn't feel right with this. Why is this happening? And his mate said, well, if it's delivered to you, it's got your name in it, it's in your address, you have a legal right to open it, not to be opened on instruction or whatever. So he opened it, he looked into it, he found all these keys, he opened 2 of these boxes and he found AK-47s, hand grenades and ammunition. Scary. We have already talked about this. Now, I done a video about UK veterans observing MOD sites that are housing migrants. I uploaded that video on the 5th of January. Go check it out. If you haven't seen that, I'll put a link underneath this video to that one. And I believe that video was picked up on a David Icke website. It was put on there as well. That video went pretty crazy. This is just the stuff that was coming in. Basically, on that video, there was observed by veterans who were watching, call it an OP or an observation post. They were studying what was going on regards movements with these ex-MOD sites, which are now have migrants in. We're going to get onto that in a sec. There have been pictures found that they have UN written on these boxes. These were 2 places, one in Lincolnshire, one in Essex. So we're looking at RAF Scampton. 2,000 migrants there. Yes, the home of the dam busters. I've done videos on this a while ago. MDP Wethersfield, 1,700 migrants at that military camp. The BBY Stockholm. Now, that has been shut down for a short period of time because of a Legionnaires' disease thing which they looked into. That's all been cleared up. And now migrants are being moved back into that, and more are coming, by the way. I have someone in the area and they're going to be feeding me intel. So any developments about the BBY Stockholm, I will try and get videos out to you guys, because I know lots of people live in that area and they are literally going to be outnumbered by these migrants on that barge just outside in Portland. So looking into what we are officially told, as from today, we are being told that there are 231,000 migrants, refugees, asylum seekers, whatever you want to call them. I believe that figure to be way, way higher. Let me know what you think in the comment section. I'll be interested to see, and I will be reading the comments later on. Also, what else do we know? What companies should we look into that are literally working on behalf, for, against, whatever, with the government that are making this happen? Serco, one of the biggest companies involved. They are the guys who are literally phoning around every single hotel in the United Kingdom and bed and breakfast, offering them contracts to close their premises down for up to 2 years. Don't forget, this happened at the end of last year. So this comes right up to 2025. 2025, I believe, is going to be a pivotal historical year in the United Kingdom, Europe, and America and Canada. Yes, 2025, I believe, is when things are going to change forever. Right. So, what else? Serco, Clear Springs. Look into those. MEARS, MEARS, and CTM, and of course, BlackRock. Yes, we've heard about BlackRock, and they are fundamentally behind lots of these migrational changes. Look into it yourself. So, what do we know as well? Now, migrants that are here are covertly conducting recce's. So they're basically gathering local intel. So when you think about it as, think of it as an army over here, okay? They're sleeper cells. They're embedded in all different parts of the UK, strategically placed in and around population areas. They are literally have rights to roam and do whatever they want to do. And the same as a military tactic, in the military, you'd use a 4-man patrol, so a brick patrol. They are always in minimum of 4. They are going around, looking around the area, getting used to it, okay? So when this stuff comes down, and it will one day, they are going to have inside knowledge of the areas that they are going to be operating in, as a soldier would. It's absolutely military training what's going on, all done covertly, of course. There has been chatter also online about big shopping centres would be attack zones in the near future. So think about it. If you are going to go on a rampage and you was trying to take out as many people as you could, shopping centres, loads of people there, they're going to be unarmed. Now also, there is also, I remember talking about this, I think it's February sometime, a few people have overheard conversations in convenience stores here in the UK. Things like, when are we going to be taken over? How much longer have we got to wait? All of these things have been overheard in these convenience stores. Now, this, obviously, when you start piecing all of this together and you've got a bit of an understanding of how immigration works and how Trojan horse works and all of these things, it is quite sinister. Now, I've got an email from someone today that didn't want to be known, but they said there's been an increase police presence at transport hubs at inner Birmingham with the installation of metal detectors. So straight away, police are turning up at these transport hubs. People are being made to walk through these metal detectors to make sure they've got no knives or anything like that. So already, as citizens here in the UK, it is illegal to carry certain types of knives, weaponry, etc. So you're looking at an unarmed population. bearing in mind what I said earlier about what that guy discovered at the B&B stroke hotel, all of these weapons. I've also heard reports, now these are all unconfirmed of course, but when you try putting all of the pieces together and see what's going on, especially if you live in towns and cities where you've seen an uptake in migration over the last 5 years, you will know how cultures are being changed slowly. We've talked about this. I have heard that there have been weapons hidden in mosques all over the UK. Like I say, this is unconfirmed. How am I going to know? Am I going to go to every mosque and start digging up the floor in the middle to find all of these weapon caches? It's just what I've been told. All of this is information. None of this is insightful. All I'm doing is I'm passing on what I'm hearing, and I want to know what you guys think with all of these things based on what you've been seeing and hearing in the cities and towns where you are living as well. Excuse me. There's apparently, this was a guy from West London. Now, I've got in contact with him and he's going to be giving me information as much as he can as we go through the next 48 hours. There's lots of tension in West London with the Palestine marches, and there's going to be more this Friday, which I've talked about, Friday the 13th, and indeed Saturday. And guess what? There's a new moon at them times. Yes, anyone who knows their stuff about intent and rituals and things, if you want to put something out there, you always do it on a new moon. So, coincidence? Let me know what you think in the comment section below. There's lots of social media posts showing seriously bad, censored, violent videos. I've seen a few myself and it literally made my stomach turn. You've been hearing reports of Israeli soldiers going into Gaza and finding beheaded babies. Seriously, the worst, most evil thing you can imagine. I saw a video which is blurred out about this guy who was being held down, he was alive, and it was literally just opening him up. It is shocking, disturbing, and disgusting at the levels of barbarity involved in what we are seeing on social media. So don't forget, over years and years and years, we've only had access to mainstream media. Okay, all of it censored. Now, everything is uncensored, and it is affecting people. It is targeting people with emotions. Now, we spoke about this briefly before in other videos, and it's exactly what's going on right now. All it's doing is stirring up tension and dividing people. They literally want to put you in that camp and that camp, wind you up so much, and then just watch it go. It's crazy, and this is a classic tactic that is proven. It's been in operation for a long time. A long, long time. Also, like I say, when you add into the tension, Richie Sunak has told all government public buildings to fly the Israeli flag outside. So, yes, just like I said, things are being stirred up big time. Like I said, synagogues in London now have security. I've just had an email back after writing these notes down, and there used to be quite a big police presence in West London, patrols, etc. They've all but gone now, which leaves a sense of that unnerving feeling that there's no one to run to help. Okay, apparently if there is anything kicking off, they usually respond pretty quick, which is good to hear. But it's all adding to that tension which is building. Like I said earlier, in West London, let me know if you're in West London, if you're seeing any of these changes around synagogues, anything being set up for protests in big high streets or something like that. It'd be really good to find out what people are seeing rather than whatever the hell they're going to put out in mainstream media, because we know most of it's BS. We really do. We should do by now anyway. And yes, there's like an unnerving sense that something is coming. It's a very, very solemn thought. Now, I want you to consider this. Earlier on in the video, I said stay to the end. Well, here's to the end. Questions, okay? These are the questions which every single United Kingdom national should be asking to themselves and to as many people as possible. Now, I want you to seriously listen to what I'm about to tell you. When you flee a war zone, you take your family. When you go to war, you leave them at home. What have we been seeing? Yes, what have we been seeing? Where are the migrant women, children, elderly, disabled? Where are they? Where are they? Is there any videos showing loads and loads of like women and kids and like their grandparents and their fathers and mothers and etc.? There's nothing. So if you are fleeing a war zone, do you think that looks a bit fishy? Really? Why are they between 70 and 30 years old? Why are they all slim? Why have they all got short haircuts? Why have we got these immigration centres that are not being used? Why have we got all of these new prisons that aren't being used? Why are prisoners being released early on tag? Why are veterans living on our streets? Think about it. If you want to recap, watch the video again, look at the comment section, and don't forget, look at the description box underneath this video where I'm going to put a few links which I would like you to watch and make your own opinions, okay, based upon everything else which I've covered in this video. You guys take care. Thanks for watching. Stay funky.